Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86, and today I'm taking a look at the Nylavee speakers. These Nylavee speakers have captive cables in the back, a side input section that I'm not necessarily a big fan of, and little woofers on the back of each one of the speakers. They're plastic construction with a metal grill, and they're a little bit okay. There's some issues I have with them, and I'm going to go through that right now. A lot of people are going to want to hear a speaker sound test, so we'll do a speaker sound test real quick. Just keep in mind that we are recording these over a microphone, and you're playing them back over your own, and that'll never do justice to any speakers that you listen to over the internet, but it'll give you an idea of what you're listening for. There are two modes, so I'll swap them between the two modes while we do that.
This mode. Balance mode.
Now that we've done that, there's one thing that you probably couldn't hear so well that I'm going to do my best to try to get close and capture for you. There is a whine, almost like a cable interference whine to these speakers, and it's hard to hear unless you're sitting there and you realize you don't have any sound coming through your speakers and you hear it. I did swap the 3.5 cable I was using, and I made sure that it was not really bendy or kinky, and that it wasn't really kinky, and that it wasn't interfering with other cables that might be causing some sort of static distortion. It just appears to be an issue with these speakers, if you can hear it in this test right here. Now they're advertised as RGB speakers, and I'm going to take a quick look at that right now because it's a little bit on the underwhelming side. There is a reactive one for sound. It has a small microphone inside that can pick up the vibrations of the sound and give you reactive lighting, but you can't really set the reactive lighting any special way. There's a capacitive touch button on top that you can cycle through different modes, and that's where you'll get to the reactive lighting one as well. But as you can see, when we kind of go through them, they're a little bit lackluster, at least in my opinion. Probably otherwise just better left off of them altogether. Or maybe in the next rendition, we'll see a little bit more in terms of different modes you can go through. Maybe set some static colors, because some people will have some static color themes that they'd probably prefer to go with. The bassy one is really does kind of cover and muffle to some degree, but for the most part, pretty decent sounding speakers for their small size. This one's a hard one to put my finger on. There's something that's missing in the sound ranges that I just wish I had a little bit more of. But overall, they get pretty loud and they sound pretty good. They don't have a lot of distortion in the higher range. The side control panel, though, I'd much rather plug that 3.5 into the back of the speaker and run it around. I think that just messes with my personal symmetry feel, that I have something protruding from the side of my speaker that needs to run to the computer. I would much rather have that behind the speaker. I think if it weren't for that side panel having to have a protrusion out there, if it wasn't for the fact that there's captive cables in the back of it that limit your ability to change it, and also that whine sound that's inside the speakers I have, that these would be a lot more easy to be like, hey man, you should go check these out. I don't know, in this case though, how I feel about them all around. They have alright sound, and there's something that might be worth your time to set up if you're just looking for something affordable, and a good little option that'll fit your whole setup. The overall sound's really not that bad, but they just left me wanting a little bit more, I think. Anyways, I hope that was somewhat helpful and useful to you. You guys have a great day, night, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next video that I do.